Hello, good morning. It's quite early here. Um, I don't know. Oh, I should restart this, but I'm not going to. Excuse me. I'm very much so still waking up. Mm, I think today's video, I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm getting a lot of information about it via Facebook, so I figured, and I plan on talking about it next week, but um, this video is going to be all about Allison, which is such a weird thing to talk about. Um, Mostly given that because I live abroad, I've not really processed a lot of things. It's this problem of everyone that I kind of last saw, I assume that I'm going to see again someday because I just don't. I don't live in the States, so everyone just exists in this other place. Um, yeah, it's really hard to organize this as far as thoughts go. Basically, 3 years ago now, next week, we lost Allison, and I can still remember waking up to text messages from Amelia and um, like her wanting to call me at 3 in the morning, and I was obviously asleep, and then getting on Facebook and kind of like figuring out pieces. And I remember that Joe and I were kind of in an argument, and everything stopped at that moment, and I just remember crying. I remember crying on the floor. Um, what can I say about Allison? I don't want this video to be sad. So, I mean, obviously, it's part of it is part of me processing this in real time. But I also like if anyone should ever be celebrated, um, it should be Allison. So Allison was just this carefree spirit that just caught on like a wildfire, no matter who she was around. Um, that's one thing that I've learned about her since she's passed is that like all of the people that I've met through her or because of her, um, they're all these like really good people that I still really like. And every experience that I've had with her in terms of um, like going to parties or things like that, it's just been like it's so obvious that that tribe of friends is so well connected and I don't know if she was the backbone of all of it, but it certainly felt like anytime I was around her, I also was part of that tribe, and I still feel part of that tribe based on the people that I've met from her. Um, I met Allison through Amelia a long time ago. They went to high school together, and Allison kind of, I mean, we always got along. We always hung out. I remember, I'll go through some memories of her. So I remember one birthday was either mine or hers, but I think it was her birthday. And she wanted to get go drinking in the day because no one was around to celebrate. And I was like, hey, I'm free. And we ended up doing like, I don't even know. I think it was like 6 to 8 whiskey shot picklebacks in 2 hours. And I don't remember much else. I remember us saying goodbye as she left for the subway and she was going to go home and nap and then continue partying. I don't remember making it home even. I remember passing out and waking up much later and being like, fuck, like, I can't believe that just happened. Um, she also brought me to one party in Kutztown um, that I met a few people at. At that time, I was very, like, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, I wanted to party, and it was really fun. I did bring with me the porn bloopers that I have on DVD. That was a gift for me, a gag gift, and I thought, what fun would it be to get drunk and stuff with Allison and put this on. And we put it on, and it was like I think we were both wasted, but it was like 8 o'clock in the evening, and the person whose house it was, their family, they had family members coming for the party. And it was just like the things that I thought was funny because I was drunk enough. No one else found funny because they were sober. So it got really awkward really fast. And I remember that party because I didn't know anyone, so I was terrified. But also, Allison like set me up in a bedroom on the floor next to some other strangers, and she was like, "You're gonna sleep here tonight." And then I like left to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, someone was like, "That's my spot." And then I didn't know where to go. Like I didn't know anyone in this house. All of the places where people were sleeping were full. All the other places people were still partying, and I ended up trying to sleep in her car in Kutztown in November. I think it was really cold. I remember freezing to death and being just like so grumpy and wanting to go home. Um, I will never forget that. But I mean, the memories are still really, really good. So I mean, that's the thing is she always kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, and that's why I think all of my experiences with her are so rich because she made me carefree and fearless for only a few hours if I was around her. Um, yeah, I it's it's amazing, you know, how people have this impact on you and you don't realize it. Um, One of the like last conversations that I had with her, I actually had commissioned or was trying to commission. I have this wall in my living room of quirky women, and I'm having women, female artists, draw these women for me. And I wanted Allison to do giveaway Oprah, you know, crazy. And she said she accepted the commission, and she also was going to look for the original drawing that she did. Um, Sadly, she did not. That was in October, 1 month before, and in her memory, I actually went on her Facebook and found the original Oprah drawing that she did, and I printed a very small one. So she's still on the wall. Definitely still part of that project. I think something that will always cement Allison for me is something I mentioned in the previous videos, my love of Alice in Wonderland. So we used to go to Vermont. We went to Vermont twice with a group of friends, and it was, I mean, it was so good. And these are my best memories of this time period, basically, are going to Vermont. And I remember, you know, the girls being topless, and I'm completely naked, and we're smoking a blunt on the roof. And I remember, you know, just playing King's Cup and just drunk and smoking and doing the cha-cha slide and going to Narnia to see, you know, well, I can explain that another time. But anyway, one time because I was obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, we had an Alice in Wonderland themed day. We went kayaking in the River of Tears. We had a tea party with mismatched cups and saucers. We played Queen's Cup that night. We were all in costume. But Allison was Alice. And so for me, that is even more like she will exist forever, a legend in my mind. Not because of this, but I mean my obsession with Alice and her being that. I don't. I think of the two a lot together. It's weird. I even commissioned a friend, which I will share the the drawing that he did. It's like a digital painting for Allison. I got it commissioned for Amelia, but I also wanted a copy, um, just to kind of commemorate Allison, Vermont. Um, the one thing that I think I wish I could say to her, I guess, is that like her last two visits to Iceland, I didn't feel like quite myself. When she first came, she brought with her boyfriend and her roommate at the time, and I didn't know much about the tribe, so I didn't know my place in the tribe. I didn't know a lot of that. I was very insecure, basically, and I have a hard, like I said before, I'm very prickly when first meeting someone. So there were these people here. All of our free space was filled, and I was feeling very claustrophobic and very like I don't know who these people are. I was kind of rude, I think, to Dimitri and Niels, and that's something that after they left, you know, I think I apologized for, but I really, I wish that that trip would have turned out a lot different. And then the next trip that I saw her, I saw her for maybe no, not even. I think it was one day. We were supposed to see each other longer, but basically it was one day overlap before I went for vacation and she watched the cats and stayed at my house while we were gone. Um, and the thing was always with the promise of see you next time. So I guess I'm really, I mean, if I could say one thing before, it would just be, or if I could do one thing, it would just be the things that I had promised before. I really wanted her to come back and take her to all of my favorite spots because I never got to show her Iceland. She kind of just did it herself, as she does. Um, and I just wish that she could know how much of an impact she's had on my life or in everyone's lives. Um, I didn't think I was gonna get upset about this. Um, I think about her all the time, um, and I know like she would never want me to be sad. I know that, and I try not to be. Like I said, it's hard because when you're abroad or you're in this setting that is not your normal environment, things just don't seem real sometimes. So it is hard to process that she will not be back and things like that. And it's also because I don't think like since she passed away, I have a hard time using her name and death in the same sentence. It's hard to make that real in that sense. Um, anyway, it's gonna be a hard week. Um, I think everyone who knows her, they feel it strongly this week. Um, and if I could just say anything, it would just be to pass my love to the tribe and um, just know that like how much she's impacted us and just to live like Allison lived fearlessly and uh, you know she was crazy. I mean the things she did just like going to live abroad just out of nowhere with it, well so it seemed to me. I don't know how much planning went into it. I don't know much. I only have key moments of her life, and there was so much happening all the time and so many more people in it. So I would love, uh, if nothing else, if you see this and you have a memory that you want to share of her, or if you want to talk about it, I love, um, I love the good things. It's just hard to think that it's already been 3 years. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I will make a post. Sorry about the waterworks. I will make a post later this week. I have a plan for mm, talking about this once more. Basically, just showing you a few ways in which I remember her around my house, as well as a special playlist. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna cut this video off. Feel free to reach out with good memories. I promise that I'm not sad. It's just I haven't talked about it with anyone really since the service. So I think there's still some rawness to it. Um, but that's not the result. At the end of the day, like I said, it's all about a celebration and carrying with us the things that she's instilled in us. Yeah. Um, Happy Friday the 13th, and I love you, Allison, and I know you know that.